Compare the. Also, we've got a Kung Fu version and a Western boxing and a karate version, which is in karate Gyakuzuki, in Western boxing the cross, left and right. In Chinese Kung Fu, tiger climbs the hill or tiger climbs the mountain, which is with a reverse hand, a Fujiao, a tiger fist here, and you can use your fingernails if you train them correctly. It requires a lot of patience, which is hard for hyperactive people, but Fujiao, tiger fist. So if you're in the left lead, it's the rear hand, the right hand, and if you're in the right lead, it's the rear or the left hand. So it's in Kung Fu, tiger fist, tiger climbs the mountain. So that's like a cross. In Western boxing, just a left cross or a right cross. Possibly a false cross, which I don't know enough about. Then in karate Gyakuzuki, Japanese karate, and Okinawan karate, both systems, mainland and island systems, Gyakuzuki. So tiger fist, tiger climbs the hill, or tiger climbs the mountain. That is a type of cross strike. It's a counterbalance, so it's like the opposite leg to hand forward, and you counterbalance yourself. Western boxing has the cross, left cross, and orthodox cross. So in, say, Western fencing versus historical WMA fencing, the difference would be very, 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 very old school VVOS, very, very old school Western fencing may have it from, say, the 1900s, this reverse stab. So HEMA rapier and WMA rapier have this concept. So it's like a lunge, but instead of with your lead hand, it's with your rear hand. It's very powerful, and it counterbalances, so you're not off balance like say a linear lunge, or a same side lunge. You are counterbalanced. So yeah. Also like a corkscrew punch in, to an extent, Wing Chun, but also in Western pugilism. It's like you can corkscrew with the WMA rapier and also with the Western fencing foil. Corkscrew. Drilling punch in CLF and Wing Chun. Drilling punch. Doima, maybe? I'm not sure. Doima, I don't know. But I'm sure someone can tell me from CLF. So these are all just counterbalance things, but in very old-fashioned, maybe when Western fencing started, maybe they have this. It definitely exists somewhere. Some teacher will find, you can find a book with a very obscure technique in it, and it will have it in somewhere if you look deep enough. Reverse stab, so it's not lead hand, it's rear hand. Reverse thrust. Again, it may be very seldom, it may be exceedingly rare, but it does exist. It's not fictional, it's not made up, it's not ghosty. It is a real technique. It might be ultra rare, but it is a technique. So yes, reverse stab or reverse thrust in Western fencing and in historical fencing. And small sword and sapier, which is a hybrid between a rapier and a small sword. Sapier. Yes. Um, yeah, that's all really. I think that's all. Just different systems with the cross strike or the cross punch and whatever different cultural versions of the cross punch. Again, Gyakusuki in Japanese karate and the Knockout karate. Left cross and orthodox cross in Western boxing. Tiger climbs the mountain, or tiger climbs the hill with the tiger fist, Fujao shape. And historical WMA fencing with rapier is slightly. It's not as rare as within Western fencing, although both exist. You will see it all the time in the book by David Koblenz. There's a book on rapier you can get from Amazon, a green book, and I can't remember the name, but he has like technique in first, technique in fourth, technique in fifth and sixth, and you've got septime, octave, prime, second, tierce, quarte, quinte, sixte, all them, and the same with the bayonet, and the same with Hutton's sabre. I think it's prime, seconde, tierce, quarte, quinte, sixte, septime, octave. Which is in the Hema rapier, the Western fencing foil, the Hema bayonet, and small sword. Yeah, and the Hutton saber. So there's multiple systems that it's in, and above and beyond that, there are probably additional systems that have those list eight maneuvers. So So there you go. In my IMAO, what will you call it? An acronym? A meme? I don't know what normal people call that I invented. So normal people invented IMO. I'm inventing IMAO in my IMAO. Let's do it with my opposite hand, my unwriting hand. IMAO. In my autistic opinion. There you go. Yes, it's definitely IMAO. It exists in Western fencing, not just historical fencing. And the Sapier is the hybrid blade. So, sort of late rapier, early small sword. Sapier. I just made it up, but there you go. But you'll find transitionary blades if you look them up. But I just invented that word, Sapier. Yeah. So I think that's it. It's just reverse stab, reverse thrust. It might be useful to Metatron, it might be useful to Scalagram, it might be useful to Scholagladiatoria, or the moustache guy at London Longsword, and I cannot remember the name, I'm sorry. That Hema, black belt, expert Hema guy, whatever. Rawlinson, Dave, I think. Yeah. Rawlings. Anyway, whatever. These are the what's the word? Yeah, reverse stab. Yeah. Or reverse lunge. Yeah, there's a Western fencing term. Probably. Here we go. Just box that off. And it doesn't mean you step backwards, it's a forwards. You step forwards, but using a reverse hand. So I'm inventing the word reverse lunge there. Inventing it independently, which means someone may have come up with it, but I've come up with it with no knowledge of that. Reverse lunge, if I can put the long L on. So, there you go.